What's up, Dodos? Yugi Dodo here, back with another episode of Yugi Dodo. So today we're doing the Duelist Chronicles. Don't have a whole lot of time to finish this, so let's get cracking. Unfortunately, I already skipped the beginning cinematic on accident. My bad. I was trying to view the news panel, accidentally clicked the ship. You know, mistakes happen. So let's go ahead and get started. I have 900 dice to get through. So if you haven't played the Duelist Chronicles yet, you spend dice 7 at a time to roll a die, and the die facing becomes the roll for how far you go on the board. So it's basically kind of like a board game. You roll a die, roll a die, and then travel that many spaces. If there's a stop, such as Weevil here or Mai, you have to stop and duel that person first before you can advance. And I believe you can only move up to 3 spaces at a time. You can also earn support items through drops. So a 1 dice, a 2 dice, and a 3 dice. If you use those, it'll become that face, and you don't have to roll any of your dice fragments to do it. And I didn't mean to actually do that, but it looks like we're going to land on Weevil. So as much as I would like to sit here and read all of this, you can push this skip button, which is really nice. So there's an option before beginning the duel to choose a level 20 or level 40 legendary duelist. In this instance, I chose the level 40 because I want more coins, and what the coins do is it buys you card lottery tickets. So for every 30 coins you have, you can draw 1 from the coin lottery, and if you have 10, you can draw 10 by spending 300, so 300 is the most you can spend at a time, and there's some pretty good rewards that you can earn. So some Karibos, Toon Barrel Dragons, Horns of Unicorns, Union Attack, some pretty good cards in here. We'll take a look at some of the ones we win. I don't want to spend time on looking at all those individually. And before we get started, I need to switch my character because I just realized I'm using the farm deck on accident. So let's go ahead and switch to Bandit Keith. So I built a deck recently using the new set, Magicians or Servants of the Kings. I didn't want to open it without doing a video, but there's some good cards in there that I thought would give me a better farm, or not a farm deck, but a good auto duel deck. So that's the reason I went ahead and purchased some, and because I had well over 9,999 gems. So I went ahead and bought it up to the amount I wanted. I can show you the deck really quick, but you'll get a good gist of it once we get started. So what it is, it's basically just a machine deck, and it uses a lot of the cards from the new set. So these are called Machinas. So this is an 1800 beater called Machina Sniper, and it has an effect where all your other Machinas cannot be attacked except this Machina Sniper. I believe if you have 2 of them on the field, actually no, that's not true. If it said like this card, then it would have like a lock, but just forget I said anything. So there's Machina Sniper and then Machina Soldier. If you have no other monsters, when you normal summon this monster, you can special summon another Machina from your hand. So basically Machina Soldier special summons your Machina Sniper. I would not, I mean, you could use this effect to special summon your Machina Cannon, but I would not. Oh, never mind. You cannot use Machina Soldier to special summon Machina Cannon. Basically, Machina Cannon lets you send as many machine type monsters as you want from your hand to the graveyard, and for each one you send, you get 800 attack. So it's pretty nice. I've gotten all the way to 4,000 one time. That was pretty sweet. And then the rest is just generic machine support. So I got a Overdrive in here, 1600 beater. And then this is a new card from the new set, 1850 Mechanical Chaser. He's a normal monster. So I put these 4 normal monsters in here to support the new super rare card from that new set called Birthright. So it allows you to target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and face up attack. So so I can target any of those 4, but it has to be a normal monster. Here is that enemy controller I got for free from the card bingo that will eventually unlock Mokuba. And this is the card I really wanted from the new set. It's called Wall of Disruption. It's basically a mirror wall, but permanent. So when an opponent's monster declares an attack, all attack position monsters your opponent controls lose 800 attack for each monster they control. So if they have 1, they lose 800 attack, and it's permanent. If they have 2 monsters, they both lose 1600. And if they have 3, they all 3 lose 2400 attack permanently. It's pretty amazing, actually, because Mirror Wall is like the best trap card in the game before this card, in my opinion, and that's because it halves the attack of the attacking monster, and you can do it during the battle step, if I remember correctly. But anyways, you can do that with this card, but it does the whole field, because Mirror Wall, once your opponent attacks and realizes a Mirror Wall, they can stop and their other monsters will be safe. They won't have their attacks halved. This one just says, screw you all your monsters are zeroed, basically. It's pretty dang good. And the other good card from the set, unfortunately I have not gotten, that's the other card I was trying to get, but basically I just put in a Metal Morph, which is a Bandit Keith level up reward, 2 draw cards in the form of Jar of Greed, and of course our Windstorm. And I put in Cyber Dinosaur in here just because I have a standard duelist who uses a ritual deck and it kind of Fs me up every time I play it, and I do an auto duel variant, so I put him in here to combat that deck basically. And the ability I'm using is Sleight of Hand, so basically whenever you take 1500 damage you can add a 7 completed card from outside of your deck to your hand, and it's a machine type equip card that gives them 700 attack or defense. Not both, but one or the other. So you can make your 1850 2550 just because you're losing. Pretty good. So that's why I like this deck, and it's probably the best auto dueling deck I've made for a while. It has a very high win rate right now, except for like that ritual deck, and that's basically all there is to it. So yeah guys, I hope you guys have been keeping up with the game. I know I have, I just haven't been documenting it, so my apologies. Not sure what's up with the long load times. So most of you guys know that I have another account that I play on my personal phone. I use an Android emulator on my computer to play this account, but my phone randomly broke last week, so I no longer can play my other account, and I realized that I did not have it backed up, so I might lose my main account that I've put 300 or more hours into. Now I realize it might just be kind of silly, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the auto duel because things are starting to get a little iffy. But anyways, my other account that I care a lot about might be kind of screwed. Alright, so in this situation we have our Birthright set, so we could use Birthright. I'm not sure what his back row is, I'm a little nervous about it. Use Birthright, targeting our Mechanical Chaser, putting in an attack position. We have Wall of Disruption, I set that, and we already normal summoned for the turn, so nothing we can do this turn. But here in a moment you'll get to see how good Wall of Disruption is. Alright, so he summons his Grass Chopper, Wall of Disruption, lose 800, boom. If there was more monsters, they would both lose twice as much. And now I can just go for game. So I do use auto duel a lot. It saves me a lot of time. So you don't have to dedicate every waking moment to playing this game, because I feel like you'd have to if you don't use auto duel. I mean, it takes 5 minutes to play just one duel if you're doing it yourself manually. So auto duel is probably the best feature ever for a game like this. So we received an extra 15 Millennium Coins for completing one of the missions, and 150 since we chose to do to level 40. Pretty nice. Let's roll some more dice. We got a 2, and since we're landing on a +2 space, we're going to move 2 more, landing us on a support item space, so we got a 1 die. And you just keep rolling dice, seeing where you go. I landed on a treasure chest, so we get a reward. We got an R jewel. Sweet. As you can see, my biggest gripe with this event is the number of dice fragments you need to use. Like, we started with almost 909 dice fragments. We might not even get to the end of the last stage. Like, it's just crazy how much it takes. Another 1 die, and it doesn't matter what we roll at this point, we're gonna land on my. So, bam! I'm gonna skip the dialogue. If you guys really want to read it, go ahead and put the video into slow motion. In the bottom right corner, there's a cog, I believe, the setting button. You can change the video speed. So, if that's of interest to you, you can go ahead and read it. So some of the duel missions, well, most duel missions are like story related. So Joey defeated Mai in the story of Duel Monsters, the TV show. So you get extra points for defeating Mai with Joey, and then using Time Wizard against her because he did. And then there's just usually like 1 or 2 generic ones. So this one is use a fusion summon, which I'm not gonna do. If I had all the time in the world, I would go for all the extra missions, but there's just not enough time. You are going to win a lot more coins, Millennium Coins, just by going through the game, through the Duelist Chronicles. So Auto Duel does some weird things sometimes, like, yeah, he put a pretty big defensive body on the board, which isn't terrible, I guess, but at the same time, I don't know. So it looks like Auto Duel just wants us to sit on that body. So here, I'm going to bait him. I'm going to play my Mechanical Chaser in attack position and just pass turn. Yeah. That way I can Wall of Disrupt him. Maybe she'll play another attack. Ooh. Yeah, she put another one in attack position. I don't know why she put that one in defense. Wall Disruption. So they're both gonna lose. All 3 of them are gonna lose 2,400. Boom, 0. Hey, that's pretty good. Ooh. It's only for attack position monsters. So it appears whenever they release the set, they change the opponent AI a little bit. I think the reason she did that was just so that she'd still have a body on board that has some amount of attack. I mean, it could have been an anti-Windstorm play, but what does she have to worry about? Anyways, we're gonna win the game here pretty handily. Use Mechanical Chaser to get over the 1850 body, and of course she has Mirror Wall. So here's where Mirror Wall comes into play. And it doesn't matter what we attack him with, he has 0 attack. Might as well put some extra pressure on. So she adds a Harpy Lady to hand, but it doesn't matter, we've won at this point. Should have just kept my defensive body and defense, the Machina Cannon. Ooh, using Wing Quilpen and Goldos, so that's not good. That returns it to our hand. That card's really good. I think they just need a good win deck for this game. I mean, Harpies was meta for a long time. It's kind of fallen off of the... Oh wow, we might actually lose. Yeah, we just lost. I'm not actually sure what just happened. I guess Elegant Egotist just cucked us. Well, there you go, folks. Don't believe that you have the game in the bag. And that is why Mirror Wall is good. I'm going to use my support item because there's not many chances I'll get to use those. Because I'd rather save my dice fragments to try and go up to 3 spaces. You know what I mean? I like that they added that where you can just skip the scene altogether. That was a good touch. So this is where the dice fragment thing comes into play. Like, there was a stage or some duelist that I could not beat for the life of me last time I played this. Especially because, like, our Naturia deck, let's be honest, isn't that great anymore. And it wasn't that great at the time. It's not optimized. I don't have all the cards at my disposal. So I was playing a very unoptimized build of Naturia's, and yeah, kind of just got it handed to me over and over again, spending dice fragments out the wazoo. So there comes enemy controller, nice and clutch. Enemy controller is such a great card. I mean, it had meta play in actual Yu-Gi-Oh, not just like dice, whatever we're playing. Oh man, Duel Links. As you can see, work takes a lot out of me. So let's see what they're doing. Elegant Egotist again, so that's kind of what screwed me over last time. Got the Cyber Shield again. These combos just suck, man. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we got Machina Cannon. That's actually pretty good for us. Man, we just need 2 more turns to get a Machina Cannon bigger than this Harpy Lady Sisters. Actually, that's not true. So this is where our ability Sleight of Hand comes into play. So what I'm going to do, leave this in attack position so I take some more damage. I'll lose enough damage to activate our ability, Sleight of Hand. Oh no, just kidding, I just lost. My gosh. See what I mean? You can just get stuck. Yeah, basically they just need a monster to win. That is just so stupid. Well, as you can see, I'm not a great player. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm that bad of a player, but like, what can you do? What could I have done in that position? Write in the comments below how I could have won that game. I mean, I guess this is what I get for doing the level 40, but honestly, sometimes it's not worth it to do 20. Like, I'll do level 40 one more time, and then I'll do level 20 just as a last-ditch effort, because I just want to get the ball rolling here. And this will be a couple-part video, so don't worry, it's not going to be an hour long. Try to get through at least this first stage, and then we'll see about the second ones. Didn't expect to go into the deck analysis, but I just wanted to show you guys what we're working with here. I thought this deck would get us through this a little easier, so maybe not. And now that we have the Cyber Dinosaur, we'll probably actually win this game, just considering that if she tries to do the Elegant Egotist thing again, too bad, I got Cyber Dinosaur and we'll drop that right on her. So I turn auto duel off just to make sure that the wall disruption goes through. Actually, I don't want to use wall disruption. I want to use metal morph. I'd rather save the wall disruption for whenever they have extras. Oh, you're gonna use Typhoon. So Typhoon just destroys one Speller Trap. So you're forcing my hand a little bit. I have to use wall disruption now. Take 700 damage, which means I can put game on board if that's not a mirror wall in the back. So auto duel will take us home, hopefully. It is a mirror wall, of course. Might as well put the damage on. And now she can't pay for the wall, so if you ever see mirror wall like that and you can put enough damage on board to put them under 2,000, do it, because your monsters won't stay at half attack. So it's definitely worth your time. There you go. See how much easier it was that time? I mean, the circumstances were just awful. We were really close to winning that first one. That second one, we kind of just... yeah. No bueno. So we get the first zone completed. We get 10 gems. Woo! Trying to get back up to 9,999 for our next segment in Shopping Spree. Alright, so we have over 300 coins. We can do our first draw. Might as well, right? I like how it does it all at once. So we got one gold pack out of 10 rewards. Pretty good, huh? Honestly, I don't even know which one it is. I'm gonna guess it's Battle Sphere, which is not good. I don't know why that would come in a gold pack. Honestly, it's probably Stop Defense, which still isn't good. Anyways, let's try and get through this stage, and then we'll take a break. So these episode spaces give you a little context from the anime if you didn't watch it. If you did, then it's just kind of a refresher, and it's really good. Honestly, I really kind of want to do this one just because this is one of the most iconic parts of the entire anime, in my opinion.
Hi, Yugi. Ah, the evening winds sure feel nice. So, did you trade for any good cards, Yugi?
Man, I need some water. My voice is like so messed up. No, I'm going to duel with the cards I brought along with me.
I figured as much. You used the Exodia cards in your duel with Kaiba, right? Those are the strongest of them all.
And really rare.
Could I possibly see those legendary cards?
Wow, see, I'm just losing it. Oh, yeah. Hit the dislike button if you don't like my voice. It's actually pretty good sometimes, in my opinion. I've had some friends just absolutely lose it whenever I do my Weevil impression, but honestly, my throat is really hoarse. I don't see why not. Just be careful with them, okay?
Exodia the Forbidden One. Ooh. So these are the cards to summon Exodia. For a long time, I've been trying to think of some strategy to finally beat these cards. But I couldn't come up with anything. Until just this moment. Say goodbye to Exodia!
No! You threw them into the ocean!
Now there's no one who can challenge me.
No. How dare you, Weevil! You will pay for your trickery at Duelist Kingdom.
I'd love to see you try.
Oh. Well, there you go. Couldn't resist. Ooh, a big one roll. Hopefully we get some kind of reward. Black Gate Key, wow. Another one roll, which I actually was kind of hoping for, because I like getting the fragments. And we got to stop here for Mako. Man, I don't know. I'm just rearranging all his letters in his name. I was gonna say Mokuba. Well, that's what came to my mind, and I was like, I know that's not right. Although he does kind of look like a grown-up Mokuba. Let's be honest. So I'm gonna push Auto Duel again, but we'll see if we actually need it. There's my water. Jeez. I think it's pretty neat that they did this whole event in the first place. Like, it is really cool that they did this as an event, because I mean it ties directly to the anime, and that's kind of what Duel Links is all about. I mean, oh wow. Anyways, like, I just think it's really cool that he starts with Umi up on the field, because that's kind of how it's played out in the game. Oh wow, why'd he do that? See, that's why Auto Duel sucks. And that's how you lose a game, because of Auto Duel. Although, that's actually pretty lucky right there that we drew our Windstorm. Because now all we need to do is draw a monster and we'll be good. Please let us draw a monster. For some kind of defense. Woo! And since we've taken more than 1500 damage, we can activate our skill, might as well. So our 7 completed lets you gain 700 attack or defense. Get rid of that nasty Sea Dragon Daedalus. We'll buy a dragon. Oh no. At least he didn't have a monster. Crashed the Omi ship to get rid of my monster, and now I can just kill him. Nice. Thanks, Mako. Alright, halfway through this stage. Setting sail for the kingdom. Destroy 3 monsters in a duel. See, some of them are pretty easy. You don't even have to try to do them. Those are my favorite ones. One of my favorite events that's happened so far in the game, I didn't record on this game or on this channel, was the event a couple weeks ago. I believe it was the DD Tower. So the DD Tower was legitimately just a tower of different monsters from the game of a certain attribute. So the fire attribute was chosen for the first DD Tower event. So they were fire attribute monsters. It was Poke Dragon, or Poke Draco, Blast Asmodian, and some other Asmodian, Stray Asmodian, I believe. And you would play those 3 in, I guess, in groups, and as you beat them you would go up a floor, so you're climbing the tower as you beat them. So you beat floor 1 by beating Poke Draco, and then you climb to floor 2. And I really liked that event because I just thought it was really brilliantly crafted. Like, after you got to level 10, or once you got to level 10, there was a boss, and once you beat the boss it levels up, so you get to level 11 and you have to beat 2 per floor, and then once you get to 20 and beat that boss you have to do 3 per floor. And like, the decks were actually really tough. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to win the event, and I just pulled it kind of out of my butt right at the last minute, because I was using Auto Duel, and what was neat about the event was that you had a set amount of life points, and if you lost life points in any of your duels, they would transfer over to your next duel. So your lost amount of life points would transfer over. So you could play the entire 30 floors with 4,000 life points, but if you lost 100 life points in your first game, you would have 3,900 life points for the rest of the time you play until you lose all your life points and then you're knocked out or whatever. So you'd have to wait till your life points regenerated. So it's kind of really cool, and I'm really looking forward to the next DD1. I'm assuming they're probably going to do a different attribute, but we got to get through Set Sail for the Kingdom first, and we just finished the second stage, so might as well go ahead and take this episode to a close. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.